All right, so today I want to talk about three stocks that are going to probably zero, or at the very least, over the long run, they're going to lose you money. And getting right into it, the first one, Peloton. And why is that? And you're going to see a pretty normal trend or basic trend here. They're not making any money, and not only that, they didn't even make money during COVID, right? So, and that was literally the perfect market environment for them, for their business to thrive, and they still, not only could they not do well, they couldn't even make money. So this is a company that, again, it's down like 80% this year, I think. I mean, it started the year at what, 30 30, I mean, 34, 35. It got as high as about 38, a little over 38. So again, it's down massively. Like I said, not making money. I mean, not only that, it's losing a ton of money. Like I said, it's already gone down a ton, so shorting it may not be the best of ideas. But again, over the long run, this is a company that how are they going to make it when they can't even make money during literally like the best possible imaginable scenario for them to go, basically. The next one, Beyond Meat, again, another similar situation. They're not making money. They're also down massively this year. Again, another common situation. Like I say, not making money, and not only that, they're basically just issuing shares just to keep things going, right? And that's how these companies make go. And another one that's popular amongst YouTubers, Tattooed Chef, um, one prominent YouTuber in particular, not talking about it nearly as much, for obvious reasons. But again, this one's down even arguably the most. This is a company that's almost certainly going to zero. They're, like I say, not making money, and again, another common situation where they're literally just issuing shares to keep the lights on. Like that's literally how these companies are getting by. It's either um, dilution or debt, and I mean debt's getting more expensive, and that's another problem with these kind of businesses is that when debt is cheap, they can get by, right? Or at the very least, maybe they can get by. At least it's going to be harder, but the days of zero, like rates probably aren't going to zero again anytime soon. And a company like this, like they got barely any money, right? And they're already issuing tons of shares. So again, these are three stocks that are probably going to zero. If not, they're going down, and they've already gone down a ton, and they're going to keep going down. Um, for the simple reason being that they're not making any money. And not only that, when you look at Peloton, a lot of these companies, they have this grand story, right? Like a lot of the ARC stocks are like that, right? They got these stories of they're the next, big company, whether it's the next Amazon, the next big tech company, like whatever. But the problem is that the vast majority of these companies, it doesn't pan out. And the other big problem is when it's more expensive to borrow money, then that also is a lot harder on them. And on top of that, when you're not making any money, how do you keep the lights on? And the problem is that typically it ends with, let's just keep issuing shares until everybody catches on. And once the hedge funds start shorting it, which they probably already have to a degree, I don't know off the top of my head, but it's only going to get worse. Like the only way any of these companies make it is if they become a meme stock, right? Which obviously is possible, but and even then it's still highly volatile, right? Like the way to make money in investing is actually pretty simple. You just buy fundamentally sound businesses and forget about the noise. The problem is that there's going to be volatility, there's going to be a lot of outside noise, there's going to be all that garbage that goes on. Um, and not only that, in the meantime, you're going to have your meme stocks and all this garbage. You're going to have your friend who knows absolutely nothing, but they YOLO'd into GameStop at the right time, and they make 100, 200 grand or whatever, right? But again, you're also going to have the people that do that kind of stuff and lose a lot of money, right? I mean, if you look on Wall Street Bets, I mean, last year it was all of these people posting pictures of their portfolios where they're up 1,000, 10,000%. Now it's perpetually people that are down 1,000 or 10,000%. These people that are losing 50,000, 100,000, $200,000 like it's nothing, right? So you got to avoid that stuff, right? Like at the end of the day, it is all about risk reward, right? It's all about risk reward. Companies like this do not have a good risk reward, right? Especially something like Peloton. But these other ones, these are all bad. Like of all the popular stocks you hear about, these are probably the worst. There's other ones like some smaller ones, but even on some of the ARK funds, like the stocks in the ARK fund look good compared to this. Tesla, um, very overpriced, but at least they have a business, right? What's another one? The you look at, I mean, let's just go right into it. To be quite honest here, let's go into the ARC fund, into off the top of my head here. I mean, I know they have Roku, they have DocuSign, they got Teledoc, but let's go into it here. So the biggest companies: Tesla, Zoom, Roku, Exact Science, Block, Teladoc, Intella, Coinbase, CRISPR, U, UiPath. Like I say, Tesla, very overvalued. Zoom, very expensive. It's came down a ton. Over the long run, Zoom probably stays in business, but I don't think it's a great investment. Roku, again, same thing. Like streaming is going to become very, very competitive, and I mean, I think Netflix will be one and of the same as Blockbuster, 10 years, 10, 15 years from now. Exact Science, I don't know as much about. Block, I think is actually a decent company. A little expensive, but I think it's a solid company. Teladoc, same thing. Virtual healthcare is going to pick up over the long run. But again, it's going to be very competitive, although Teladoc is the biggest player in the game. Intella, CRISPR are these bioscience companies. Again, very, very risky. I think these, if you want a very, very high risk, high reward, CRISPR, Intella, these are the kind of companies you want to get into. But like I say, very high risk, but you also have very high reward, because let's just say that they do come up with a cure for cancer or something like that. Like these companies are going to they're going to go up 1,000, 10, 20, 50x, right? Coinbase, again, very linked to crypto, which I'm very bullish on crypto, but again, it's going to be very volatile. And over the long run, um, crypto trading fees probably go down, which means they're going to have to find ways to make money in other ways, which I think they can do, but I think it's going to be easier said than done. You have a lot of these other companies like Ethereum moving to proof of stake. That's going to be a way they can make money, but I think that actual trading fees is going to go. I mean, you look at these stockbrokers, like trading fees are basically zero now, and that's inevitable in the crypto space. So Coinbase is going to have to innovate if they want to continue to grow, which I think they will, but I don't think they will as much as the market, at least. UiPath, I don't know a whole lot about, but again, like I say, the gist of things is that good companies make money, they grow earnings, they're either paying dividends or buying back shares. They have a strong return on equity. They have good profit margins, and these companies don't have any of that, right? They don't have any of that. So again, if you're looking for companies to short, like based on a potential stock market crash, like if the market does crash, these companies are going to get hit the hardest. I mean, look at what we've seen over the last year or so. So anyway, that's what I wanted to bring up today. If you liked the video, hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for more.